What's going on, everyone? Thanks for hanging out for another episode of Our Brains Hurts. We have some shows coming up. July 6th at the Pie Shop. It's a Saturday. We are hosting Diesel Boy from Southern California. They are playing with American Television, Over Our Eyes, and 40 Reps. It's going to be an incredible show, and it will sell out. Head over to pieshopdc.com for tickets. That's July 6th, Diesel Boy, Pie Shop DC. 2 weeks later, July 24th at Atlas Brewworks, also in DC, we are hosting the Dolly Rots with Soraya and Curse Words, DC's very own Curse Words. So head over to Atlas Brewworks or ourbrainshurt.com for the ticket links, and then save the date for September 21st if you're in the Haymarket, Virginia area. And if you're not, you will be that day. September 21st, another Saturday. Our Brains Hurt is coming out with our own coffee oatmeal stout. We're getting some canned for those who can't be there. But September 21st is going to be the release party / show. That is at True Vale Brewery in Haymarket, Virginia. So save the date for that. It is going to be awesome. Also, be sure to head over to ourbrainshurt.com and select your all-star punk rock band. When you go to the website, ourbrainshurt.com, you'll see the pop-up window. It's right on the main page. You get to plug in your singer, guitarist, bassist, drummer, second guitarist if you want, whoever you want. Play the game, play along, create your own band. You can pick anybody dead or alive, punk or not punk, whatever. But this is a punk rock band competition. And then you have to name your band. We might have instances where people's bands are similar, but the name of the band, when we vote, might push yours over the edge. So go to ourbrainshurt.com, you fucking assholes, and pick a goddamn punk rock band. Right now, we have 8 entries right now. Thanks to loyal listeners like Richard Craddock and Nick Murray and Tom Yusko and Mike Billups, the 4 raddest people on the planet, because those are the only 4 people besides Matt and I who have submitted bands. I'm totally going to win this. I'm looking at all your shitty bands right now. But play along, man. It's fun. Unless you don't like fun and you just rather sit back and listen to your Kenny G records while you drink low-carb beers. Ourbrainshurt.com, all-star punk band, do it. Imagine being popular because of the clarinet. What a fucking pussy. Anyway.
Well, they needed a jingle for their stupid little show, so they called up the Jasons and we said, fuck no. Then they called us again and they gave us $20 and we wrote them a song that said, your podcast sucks. Then they gave us more money and they asked us really nice and we finally gave in and we said, alright, I'll write you a song, but it's gonna be a clone of a Screeching Weasel song that we heard a while ago. So we wrote them a jingle and it sounded really rad. It was the best little jingle that their podcast ever had, but the file got corrupted and the email didn't work. Now they're stuck without a jingle singing Our Brains Hurt. Our brains hurt, our brains hurt, our brains hurt. Our brains hurt, our brains hurt, our brains hurt. Our brains hurt, our brains hurt, our brains hurt. Our brains hurt, our brains hurt, our brains hurt. In a very non-copyright infringing sort of way.
I feel like I haven't talked to you fucking forever.
I know we haven't done this in like.
It's only been a couple weeks, but
I know.
I feel like so much has happened in those couple weeks too.
So much.
Yeah. One thing that happened to me, I got really into pink. As you can see in my shirt, I'm wearing a pink shirt.
Oh, like the color pink, not
color
like
pink.
Not like the music.
No. No, the color pink. I even bought like some pink underwear on Amazon.
this is just a new thing in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah. I don't know. I saw this T-shirt. It was just plain pink. I was like, back in the day when I was in the Navy and before I had gained a bunch of weight, I had a pink polo shirt that I loved wearing. When you have olive skin, I think the pink kind of goes nice against the olive skin, you know? And
it's an Italian thing.
It's an Italian thing, yeah. And then I just kind of forgot about pink. And saw the shirt, I bought it, and I was like, I'm gonna get some pink underwear too. So you can see the chats?
No, I didn't.
Oh no,
fortunately.
Okay.
Even though it was on my birthday in Richmond. No, one of Red's daughters had a concert that night.
Okay.
Like school thing. So yeah, we didn't go. We just spent the weekend in the woods.
Nice.
Yeah. Off grid.
Fun too.
Yeah. Off grid campsite right on the river. It was awesome.
Nice.
You know, just spent the whole weekend basically maintaining a fire so our fire didn't go out
Fuck
at all,
yeah.
like except for when we were sleeping the entire fucking weekend
That's awesome.
and figuring out what we're gonna cook over an open campfire, which is one of both of our favorite things. So
Did you hunt for mushrooms?
we didn't actually. We just kind of like sat around the campfire, figured out what we were gonna eat, prepared food, took shots of tequila.
Fuck yeah.
And just like chilled, and it was beautiful weather. Like it rained a whole bunch, which was kind of shitty, but it was also kind of nice. Like one of the nights while we were sleeping, it like poured, and like I don't know if you've ever been camping and it's like pours while you're camping. It's awesome, but we didn't get wet at all. Like
I had a leak in my tent the one time I camped when it poured, and it wasn't awesome.
See, we're like we've gotten hardcore into this like camping hammock thing.
Nice.
So we both sleep in hammocks.
Hell yeah.
When we camp, and we both have like mosquito nets around our hammocks, so the bugs can't get us. And then we both have these big rain flies over top of us that we set up. So it's like, you have this like little hut over top of you, but it's still like you're sleeping outside, kind of.
Hell yeah.
You're just in a hammock. Yeah, it's kind of awesome.
Dude, that's all the woods, your chick, and tequila. That's all you need.
Yep. Yep. And some great fucking food. Oh my God, we made some good fucking food.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was fun, we like doing that every once in a while just to fucking reset ourselves.
Hell yeah.
This campground we found, you can't even get cell phone reception out there.
Perfect.
So like I just turned my phone on airplane mode.
Hell yeah.
And fucking played my downloaded Spotify playlist with our little speaker. And holy shit, dude, my little JBL like Flip 5.
Yeah.
That thing was on the entire weekend. It wasn't like super pumping loud, Like during the day it was a little louder. But that thing was like basically playing music the entire fucking weekend.
Nice.
And it only drained half the battery.
Nice. Wow.
I didn't have to fucking charge it once.
Shout out JBL. Damn.
Yeah.
Nice.
And because I've got one of those like those solar little battery packs.
Yeah.
So it's got like 3 USB ports on it. Mm-hmm. So I can just set that bitch out in the sun.
Nice.
And it just charges it, by the sun, and you can fucking charge like 3 different things off of it. So I only had to charge my phone once so we could keep playing music.
Awesome. I want to go camping again. I haven't been camping in a couple of years.
We should go.
We should.
Yeah.
I've never done the cooking at camp. I always like fucking drive into town and eat.
See, that's the thing. If you went camping with us, you wouldn't have to do any cooking whatsoever. Yeah. We both love cooking over a campfire like so fucking much. If we're not like on a hike, we bring like 2 fucking cast iron skillets with us, like a huge fucking one and then a regular size one.
Yeah.
And we've got this little fucking grill grate that you can put over the fire. That's like this little stand, and you can put the cast irons on that, or you can just cook meat straight on it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, you should come camping with us sometime.
I will. Yeah. If I die and go to heaven, it's just my heaven's going to be me in a chair in the woods with booze.
Yeah. That's all we do when we go camping, man. Yeah. We use it as an excuse to shut our phones off and just sit around a campfire, cook food, and drink. And I'm telling you, man, this camping hammock thing is like the shit.
That's cool.
It's like the first night is always a little awkward because you got to get adjusted.
Yeah.
But once you find your groove in the hammock, then it's like.
So no tent at all.
No tent at all.
Okay.
But it's the what we do. We have 3 rain flies. So
it's like giant tarps. Then that's like what?
But they're specifically made to be waterproof. They're called rain flies.
Okay.
They're like tarps, but you can like. So you tie 2 ends of them up to the like reds. I'm about to get one like reds, and then we're going to use mine for the one that we put over where we sit. So reds has like you tie 2, like it's kind of like a triangle,
mm-hmm.
And the 2 ends tie to trees above your hammock, and then it has 4 points that you put into the ground.
Okay.
Two on each side of the hammock. So it kind of creates like the top of a tent, but then underneath is just completely open, and you hang the hammock right underneath it. So you can actually put like, it has plenty of room to put like a chair next to your hammock that's still covered up.
Hell yeah.
And then we use a 3rd rain fly in this instance because the campsites really depend on where the trees are to where you're going to put your
Especially if you're a
hammocks.
hammock. Yeah.
But this campsite worked out to where we had our 2 hammocks and probably about like fucking 10 or 12 feet in between them. And we used our third rain fly and we just hung it up slanted in between them. And we put our cooler under that one and the 2 chairs next to the cooler.
Nice.
So when it rained, when we weren't sleeping, we just sat in our chairs with the cooler in between us.
Fuck yeah.
And we're not in rain.
How strong are those hammocks? So I've actually never. I honestly don't know if I've ever been in a hammock before because I think I was always afraid that I would like break it.
So these some of them are badass.
Okay.
Red's is a 2-person hammock.
Okay.
And hers,
so it can hold 300 pounds.
Oh, easy, dude. Her and I took a nap in it one time.
Okay.
I mean, it kind of sucks to sleep a whole night with 2 people in a hammock. But we took a nap, not this time around, but a while back. Where we were at Lake Anna, we took a nap together in it for like an hour, and it was cool. Nice. But hers is rated for I think 700 pounds.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Damn.
Yeah. So like I'm like all at 220.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know how much she weighs, but you never asked the lady anyways. But yeah. But yeah, hers is rated for like 700, I believe. So yeah, and it's like because they're made out of like parachute,
right? And those kind of have to be strong.
Yes,
it's somewhat important for that to be strong,
right? And the ends of hers are like these big knotted ropes. So like when you hold it in your hand, you're like, oh yeah, this isn't fucking going anywhere.
Awesome. Hell yeah.
Yeah, that was super fun. And we're going again in late June for Red's birthday.
I love camping. When I always like last time I went camping was in upstate New York with a couple uncles and cousins, and I love like we had this campsite, and then I got actually my own campsite right next to their campsite because I like to be completely naked once the sun goes down.
Yeah, as do we all.
Yes. Yeah, I love getting out of the tent like at 3 a.m. to take a piss, just completely naked and just like me and nature.
Yeah, I don't even have to hold it. I'm just gonna spread my wings.
Fuck yeah.
And just piss. Let the wind take it where it goes.
Hey man, yeah. Let nature do its thing.
That's right.
Well, happy birthday, even though it's a week late.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, and thanks again for the fucking RKL shit.
Oh hell yeah.
I am massively stoked. I listened back to your RKL review that you did for the episode when I was gone. And I feel bad now because you didn't even get a shit.
No, I don't even have it. You and my brother got one. I saw it said 2X and there was a crossover. I was like, you motherfuckers, dude. I was so excited when I saw that shirt. I'm like, all right, Matt and I are getting one of these fucking shirts. Nope, just Matt.
And I think now, because you gave me that hat, I'm thinking now that I'm gonna turn one of the walls, because like it's such a fucking cool hat. I don't want to ruin it. I don't want to wear it.
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna turn one of the walls in my room into like my hat wall, because I have like all these hats that I don't wear because I don't want to wear them. Like my fucking my Yale hockey national championships hat and my fucking Yale lacrosse national championship hat.
Yep.
Now the RKL one.
Yeah.
I've got my old original one of the Rooster hat that hangs. So yeah, I think I'm doing that.
Yeah, and that RKL hat isn't for sale online either.
No, I think from what I could piece together, I think most of the merch at those shows they're not selling anywhere else.
Yeah, I haven't. Yeah, because none of it is anything that you can get online, which is cool. I got a hat, so I bought us each a hat, and then I lost my hat at some point during the show. I didn't even want to bend down to look for it. I'm like, fuck it, I'm just going to buy another one. So I bought you one, and whoever found my old one. So I bought 3 hats that night.
I know. Now my next thing, RKL, to figure out is, are they going to write new material and put it out?
Well, we have plenty of time to ask them because we're about to have all of RKL on the show in the next month.
Yeah. I know. That's a question to ask them, because like I know they re-recorded old songs with Tony singing, because they've released one, which is Lies.
Yeah. Which is
And
awesome.
and on their Instagram, in a short video that's about 30
Mm.
20 some 30 seconds long, it's a new recording of Tribute to the Jester
Oh,
with
nice.
no vocals. There's no,
Okay. Gotcha.
so, but it's definitely a new recording of it.
Yeah.
So, and I think, and I, and they also have a YouTube video with Tony singing Sargasm.
Nice. Yeah.
Um, so like they definitely re-recorded some old songs
Yeah.
with him singing, and so that's got to be put out. So
Yeah.
that's definitely a question there. But I'm curious about some new material.
Yeah. I'm hoping this isn't just like a temporary, like we're coming out for a few shows type of thing.
No way.
And
There's
it's
no
like
way.
they're back together type of thing. You know what I mean? Like that's
After the response at those shows,
yeah.
there's no
Oh
way
yeah,
they
yeah, yeah.
stop. There's no
It was
way.
crazy. It was nuts.
Maybe
Yeah.
they do like a little string of shows once a year,
Yeah.
kind of a la what Avail is doing with just like the one big show on Browns
Right.
Island a year
Yeah.
now. I mean, everyone has to look at Avail and the success that Avail has had coming
Yeah.
back and just doing one show a year.
Yeah.
And they're like selling the place out. It's making them
Yeah. Why not have a blast
money.
and make some money? Like,
Yeah, like everyone in the punk scene has to see, and it's Avail. It's not
right.
like Avail. I mean, they were on Fat Records at the
Right.
end of their career, but it's not like Avail was like the most fucking popular band,
Yeah.
like punk rock hardcore band on the planet. You know,
Right.
they definitely had like a cult following, but they gained such a huge following after they broke up that
Yeah.
they're playing in front of thousands of people when they do this one show.
Yeah. And if you watch the Bad Fish video from Sublime, the bass player is wearing an Avail t-shirt.
That's awesome.
I was like, wait a second, was that a fucking Avail? And I had to like stop and rewind. I was like, he's wearing a fucking Avail t-shirt. That's fucking rad.
Speaking of Sublime, I was scrolling through some pictures on my phone today, just looking for some shit because I know there was some shit in there that I had that whatever I was looking for, and and I came across like right after the whole anti-flag thing just went down.
Yeah.
I came across a little meme that I had saved that was a picture of anti-flag, except for the singer was gone, and it said anti-flag with Rome. And it was I was like, oh yeah, save that one.
Hell yeah. Yeah, Sublime is like, it's like if punk rockers wanted to chill out and get high, that's what Sublime's for. Because they
well yeah,
it's not like that. It's not. I just don't want. I don't want to lump them into the white boy reggae
no, they're not
category because they're more than that.
No, they're way more than white boy reggae.
It's like
white boy reggae is like revolution and I'm trying to think of some of the other bands, but yeah, no, they're not. They're fucking like,
yeah.
I mean, they do reggae stuff, but they're more like a ska punk band,
Right?
Mixed with a little hip hop.
Yeah,
some old school punk covers.
Yeah, their old school punk covers are funny. Like
they're great.
Yeah, they're yeah.
I do find it funny that a lot of Sublime fans, I've definitely heard some over my life. Like you'll play like, you know, that Descendants song for them. They're like, oh, it's Sublime. Like, no.
Yeah.
No. No.
Thanks to you, I reached out to Justin from Good Men Doing Nothing. And this coming Sunday,
shout out Justin Seelig.
My first band practice with Justin and Dan of The Ailments.
Oh shit!
The Ailments rhythm section is back together, bitches.
Shout out Dan.
Yep. We have our first practice this coming Sunday. We already have 2 songs I've learned.
Always liked hanging out with Dan when he was in The Ailments.
Yeah.
Rad dude. Stoked to fucking hook up with you again, dude. So possible 3-piece coming.
Yeah. So Justin's got songs. It's funny. I was talking to Justin and he was like, you know, he was telling me that he joined Good Men Doing Nothing kind of when they were already a band and established. And he's like, I like their stuff, but I have a lot of my own stuff that I wanted to do, just kind of have fun with. And I told Justin, I was like, I'm not a great bass player. I'm not great with fills, but I could play the fuck out of Ramones core shit. Like I'm fast and steady, you know, like if you're gonna do something like Ramones-y or Teenage Bottle Rocket-y shit like that. He's like, that's what I write. He's like, that's exactly what I write. I was like, perfect.
Yeah, that's his shit, man. Like,
I
think I told you The Huntingtons are his all-time favorite band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he sent me 2 songs that he wrote. Extremely, Ramones core to the T, and Dan and I already learned them on our own, and we're getting together on Sunday to play them. So
nice. I'm stoked to hear this.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm excited because Justin's cool as shit.
He is, and he is like an absolute asset to any band. The dude is like, he's a fucking true entertainer, man. Like
totally.
He's a great musician, and he understands like what it takes to be up on stage and make people fucking interested.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. When I went to go see the Descendants in Baltimore a few weeks back, my wife and I were walking in with Tom. It was just 3 of us, and Georgia walked in first. She's like, "Somebody's calling your name." I'm like, "What?" And it was Justin. He was in line for the because they were selling that split with it was the Descendants and Circle Jerks. They were covering each other's songs.
Oh,
I didn't get one, but Justin got one. Justin was in line for that.
There's recordings of this.
Oh, it's a record. They put out a vinyl.
Holy shit! I didn't even know
it's the Descendants playing 2 or 3 Circle Jerk songs and vice versa on the same record.
Fucking way. That's
yeah. Justin got it. They were only selling it at their shows.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah. So so because when I came in, I was like, it was near the merch line. He's like, "Ron," I'm like, "What's up, dude?" He's like, trying to get this fucking record. I hope it doesn't sell out before I get up to the front, but he got it. So
that's fucking rad.
Yeah. They're playing again in September in fucking I don't know if they'll be in Richmond, but they'll be at in Silver Spring at the
Circle Jerks and Descendants, or just the Circle Jerks?
Circle Jerks, Descendants, and Buzzcocks.
Man, they're coming back through again already.
I know, which is really weird. But yeah.
I mean, those tickets were pretty expensive, right? They were like $80.
Yeah, they were really expensive.
Yeah, so like, I know why they're playing again already. It's money.
Yeah. Plus, they're playing most of the No Effect shows.
Oh, that's right.
That
is right.
I saw No Effects for the first time last year, which I still don't understand how that happened. But yeah, we're gonna have RKL on.
Yeah,
not all at once, but I talked to Chris.
Okay,
it's like I was telling. So I got Barry. Barry's gonna do it. Dave is going to do it. I think Dave's going to do it either on the 12th or the 13th of June.
We've already had Joey.
Yeah.
Which we need to have him again.
We need to have him again because I want to talk to him about Lagwagon.
We got to do the Lagwagon years and the Gimme Gimme years.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't even think he's not even in the Gimme Gimmes anymore.
Not anymore, yeah. Yeah, so we're gonna have Barry, we're gonna have Dave Ron, and then I told Chris, I was like, Chris, we're trying to make this an RKL summer, and you're the missing link. He's like, all right, cool. So he's like, I'll do it. So I'll send him some dates too, maybe like a week or 2 after Dave.
I gotta have conversations with at least him about Reactivate. And I'm not sure that's gonna be liked, but
I mean, Chris Ress is he a founding member of Lagwagon?
No,
he's not.
He was invited to join Lagwagon after Sean Dewey left.
Okay.
No, as a matter of fact, none of them.
Only
in RKL are original members.
So not even Dave Ron. Because I thought Dave.
Nope.
Okay, not Dave. Okay.
Nope, because Dave took over drums for Derek Plord. I think that's how you pronounce Derek's last name. He committed suicide.
Mm-hmm.
And Dave took over for him in Lagwagon. And I think there may have even been a guy that played drums for Lagwagon for a very short period of time in between those two.
Okay.
But Dave, I believe, was his first record.
I thought the bass player committed suicide.
No, Jesse.
He just left.
He left because he wanted to spend time with his kid.
Right. Okay, that's right. Right.
He had a kid, and like the first 2 years of his kid's life, he was like, I have missed.
He was like on tour the whole time. Yeah.
So he was like, I'm bowing out, and then they got Joe immediately. But Dave's first record with them was double platinum, I believe.
Okay.
I think he drummed on that record. I'm pretty sure. I know there was a guy that drummed for them in that period of time that didn't play on a record.
No, look it up right now. Yeah.
Dave was first, then Chris Rest, then Joey.
Okay, so Joey Cape and Chris Flippin are the only 2 constant members.
Because Joey Cape was supposed to be in RKL.
Really?
Yes, he was supposed to play guitar for RKL originally.
Oh
They
wow.
invited
Okay.
him to play, and he said Joey's the reason why Jason Sears ended up in the band, because Joey and Jason Sears were really good friends, and he was like, I'd love to join this band, but you need to bring my buddy here, Jason, to sing vocals for you.
Hmm.
And then Joey, they like, I don't know if they like kicked him out or they were just um, like apparently they basically told Joey, you're not going to be in RKL because of his weird schedule, because his parents would always ground him.
Oh really?
He was like constantly grounded. So they were like, we got to
That's
go with
funny.
somebody else.
Yeah.
But Joey was supposed to be with a guitarist.
Okay.
So it would have been like Chris Rest and Joey playing guitar, I think. Or
Yeah.
no, or no, maybe it wasn't even Chris Rest. I think maybe.
So Sean Dewey is okay. So I'm looking at this timeline on how
Yeah.
Wikipedia has those timelines for the
Yeah.
bands. The two guitarists that started with the beginning of Lagwagon are Chris Flippin and Sean Dewey.
Yeah, and they played through
97.
97, and then
Sean Dewey
Sean-
played through 97. Chris has always been in Lagwagon.
right, Chris Flippin, and then Sean
Yeah.
Dewey left and was replaced by Ken Stringfellow
Right, for like a year or two.
from
And then Chris Rest.
right. Ken Stringfellow played on the one album Double Platinum,
Okay.
and then he was from the Posies, I believe, was the other band Ken Stringfellow played in. Not to be
Yeah, I mean Joe didn't join until 2010.
Yeah, not to be confused with the Pixies, the Posies.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And yeah, then Chris Rest joined. Chris Rest also played in No Use for Name for a little while as well.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Okay.
The last after No Use for Name's last record, their lead guitarist at the time, I think his name was Dave or something like that, left.
Okay.
Chris Rest played.
So Chris he never recorded with.
Not that I know of.
Okay.
I don't think there was any recordings for No Use that he was on.
Yeah, so Dave Ron, according to this, he started in late 96 after Derek Plord.
I think it's Plord.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because Derek also played drums for RKL for a little while.
Oh, no shit. Okay.
Yeah, when RKL made that comeback in like the early 2000s.
With Bomber on vocals or?
No, Bomber was playing bass actually.
Oh shit. Okay.
Their lineup in the early 2000s was, I think they had a couple different lineups, but Bomber did come back for a little bit, and the lineup was Chris Flippin on guitar, Chris Rest on guitar, Bomber on bass, Boz Rivera on
That's
drums,
right, Boz, yeah,
and Derek Plord also. They both played, Boz and Derek, and then Jason Sears singing. And both Derek and Boz played drums for the Mad Caddies during that period of time as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. And Tony is such a great addition as vocalist for fucking RKL.
I mean, if I can't do it, I guess he's the next best. No, he's fucking perfect for it.
He really is. It was so gnarly when he drank a beer out of that fucking prosthetic leg. I felt nauseous watching him do that. Please.
See,
you don't have to be that punk rock. Please do not chug the beer out of that.
See, that's when, as soon as you told me that, and then I listened, to you doing the review of the show as well. I was like, man, that seems like something I would do.
It is what you guys.
One time I bonged a beer out of this fucking ridiculously filthy street cone that we found. I'm not even kidding you. I didn't clean it out at all. I just fucking picked it up right out of the street, poured a beer into it, and bonged the beer out of a street cone right in the middle of the fucking street. Like at night somewhere. I can't even remember. I was like fucking probably like 22 or something.
I know I've said this on this podcast before. That reminds me of, I have a friend who's a booze fighter, MC Motorcycle Club.
Yeah, I have a couple actually. Yeah,
you do, because they're big down it. He's actually in the Fredericksburg chapter.
Oh no shit.
Yeah,
I know the guy who started the Fredericksburg chapter. Actually, is a buddy of mine.
Okay, yeah. So definitely, there's a patch that you can get. It's just a patch of a plunger. This is so fucking gross. This makes Tony drinking out of a prosthetic leg like nothing.
I I know
But
what's coming.
Yeah, in order to earn this patch to put on your cut, you have to go to a fucking bar, take the plunger.
Nope, I wouldn't even do this.
You wouldn't even take the
Yeah.
plunger from the fucking toilet area, where the bathroom, wherever there's a plunger, pour a beer into the plunger, and you're not washing the plunger first. You're just you're picking up the plunger, and you're chugging a beer out of that plunger.
This makes chugging a beer out of the guy's legs seem clean.
like it's a sterile, like it's done at a hospital or something, or like. Yeah. So if you ever see a cut, some dude at an MC with a cut that has a plunger, don't fucking make out with that dude, ladies.
I have
or
two
dudes, if
things
that's your thing,
in this world that gross me out. One of them is weird. The other one of them is weird. It's like a weird OCD thing. and the other one is fucking plungers. Like I hate when I have to unclog a fucking toilet, and fuck, I have to unclog a lot of toilets.
Yeah, it is gnarly.
I hate it. I hate plungers. Oh God,
I do.
The other one's weird. But the other thing that grosses me out that I just can't handle. It's like, you know how people say they have that thing where they hear like styrofoam squeak and it fucking irks them. So it's like that, but it's if I rub my fingertips on any sort of fabric.
What do you mean any sort of fabric?
Like cotton, like if I
the sound it makes or the feeling?
The feeling. Like if somebody asked me to like if a chick asked me to like give them a back rub or something, I'm like, okay, you got to take your shirt off. And they're like, why? And I'm like, 'cause I cannot rub. Like every pair of gloves I own is fingerless gloves.
No shit. That's weird.
I'm like, no, you got. I'm not giving you a back rub unless you take your shirt off. And I don't mean that in
which is also a clever trick.
You're immediately thinking now that it's not what I'm talking about here. It's because I
this thing. I
can't
my fingertips.
I just can't rub my fucking fingertips on fabric. It irks me. I'm like,
weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's weird. It is weird. It's a weird OCD thing.
Yeah.
I don't like it because I'm not really OCD about anything else. And you'd be surprised how many times I've said that to women who just didn't even question it and took their shirt off.
I'm saying that's also it's a great parlor trick.
I figured I was gonna get slapped or something, but you just took your shirt off. Okay, so let's go with this.
There you go. I also have that thing, ladies. My OCD thing is seeing fabric. So if you could just take your shirt off when you see me coming.
No, but seriously, I'm not even kidding. Like that is, it's a weird thing that I have, and it's like in the wintertime, you know, people are, oh, you fingerless gloves, and I'm like, well, there's actually reason. Sort of. It's my own problem, but
yeah. I don't really have. So for me, like when I listen to either like the radio in my car or like the TV, the volume has to be on an even number.
Yeah, that's weird.
If it's not on an even number, I can't.
So you can't turn
all
it up
I think
to 11?
about is no, I can't.
You can only turn it up to 10 or 12
or 13. No, 12.
Yeah, 10 or 10 or 12. There's no 11.
There's no 11.
Oh man, that must suck at parties.
Yeah, and my wife knows it too, and she'll if she's changing the volume, if she's like lowering it, she'll lower it to like 20 or 18 or something like that. But like if I'm at somebody's house and they're like they don't even care, like 19, I'm like, why are you the devil? Who puts the volume at 19? It's 20 or 18. Jesus fucking Christ, Satan.
I'm gonna be setting all your shit on an 11 now.
Yeah. Hopefully Justin doesn't have amps set at this band's not working. Fuck it.
Turn it up to 11, Justin.
I need to play. I need itching to play.
I'm kind of with you. The thing that really, really sucks about Fredericksburg is there is like no punk rock drummers in this fucking city.
There's drummers,
but none of them want to play fucking punk rock. They all want to play stoner metal. Every single one of them.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to play stoner metal? No, I don't. I want to play fast music.
Yeah.
oh, you want to play thrash or like thrash crossover or like
Yeah.
no, I don't.
Yeah.
I like that kind of music, but I don't want to play it.
Yep.
Yeah, nobody around here wants to play punk rock. Not any drummers, at least. No, I'm even like, look, I have connections, like a lot of them,
Yeah.
but my connections lie in the punk rock world, not in
What
the
about
thrash
Kurt?
crossover world.
What about Kurt?
What about Kurt?
Yeah.
Well, Kurt isn't really a drummer by design. Like he
Mhm.
just did that for us.
He
Like
just
Kurt's
helped
a
you out.
guitarist, and he's also more of a metalhead. I don't think he's.
Okay.
Really, I mean, he would probably jam, but I don't think he's really into like being in a band anymore. I don't know. I I talked to him the other day, Jeremy or Swinger, if you will, and I were having a conversation recently when we like re-released Brand New Disease, and so I was actually over at Kurt's house like a couple weeks ago. He had actually hooked me up with his neighbor. His neighbor needed some electrical work done, so I went over to her house and did some electrical work for her. And then we were talking outside, and after talking to Jeremy, we're gonna really try to get the ball rolling on releasing all the final Savage Remains stuff. Like we
Nice.
have all the shit for a B-sides and rarities album.
Cool.
Bunch of shit that we never released.
Yeah.
Some songs that were only released on 7 inches, and you know, just rare and unreleased shit. We've got enough for I think we could at least put together 10 songs.
Nice.
Yeah. Because we had we were gonna release a split with the Jasons at one point in time.
Yeah.
And we had all the songs for that split recorded. There was just like a few things that needed to be finished. Like we need
And then haven't been released?
Never. Nobody's ever heard. Yeah, it's like,
well, if you guys want to put it on Snubbed, like I'd be more than willing to help out.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, we totally absolutely. But yeah, we had I think we had one completely unreleased song from that session of recording for that split. We covered a Jason's song. We actually covered a Ramones song, but that's not going to get released because we had to pull all our Ramones songs as it were. So it was Warthog.
Wait, what do you mean you had to pull all the Ramones songs?
All the remote the two. That's what got Brand New Disease taken off of streaming services.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. So we re-released Brand New Disease with less songs.
Gotcha.
Switched the order of songs around a little bit.
Yeah.
There's only 13 songs on it now instead of 16. With the Crusher, at least on the streaming services, those songs still exist on the album on Bandcamp.
Yeah.
Bandcamp doesn't care about that shit apparently. As nor should anybody. Like right. I don't. We didn't think the Jason's song probably had much to do with it, but we pulled that one anyways.
Yeah, just to be safe.
Yeah, and then we pulled one other song from that record because we all fucking hated it, and apparently so did everybody else because it has the least amount of plays on that album. That was like Bald Kids on our last record. I still love that song. It's the very last song on the record. It's a good song.
Yeah.
But like I thought that was gonna be like the greatest fucking song that band ever fucking wrote. And when we put it on paper, it turned out just good. Mm-hmm. I thought it was gonna be spectacular. But it was just good. It wasn't bad.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if one day Jeremy was like,
yeah, what's his attitude towards the whole thing about playing again? It's funny. Dan thought he was black the first time we played with you guys.
So many people. I can't tell you when he used to do the full makeup where he would actually cover the back of his head in black makeup and his neck. I cannot tell you how many times he came out of the bathroom after taking that makeup off and somebody was over by the merch booth and watched him walk over and go, holy shit, is that your guitarist? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, I thought he was black. Like, nah. Yeah, this is just the makeup, man. Yeah. Did you not look at his arms at all? Like he doesn't.
Dan's like, man, they got some huge black dude playing guitar. I'm like, that dude's makeup. Dude.
It made sense when he used to wear the leather jacket with the full sleeves on it and skeleton gloves.
Yeah.
But when he cut the sleeves off,
right,
and his arms are white, and people would still say that. I used to laugh my ass off at that one. I'd be like, did you not look at his arms the whole time he was playing?
Yeah, that's
I do miss that shit for sure. But um RKL coming back and taking up all my time of listening to things has made me forget a lot about missing playing music.
Hell yeah. Dude, Cigar, so good. So fucking
my
good.
God. Yeah. It's crazy to me that they only have 2 albums.
They instantly became my brother's favorite punk band of all time.
Yeah. Like
once he saw it, he was like, this is the, because he started listening to them before I was, because you pointed out Cigar to me once you knew that they were opening for the show that I was going to. I had heard of Cigar, but I never really listened to them. Because that album cover looked familiar to me. I know I had seen it before. And then I told Scott, I was like, Scott, you got to check out this fucking, and he started listening to them. And then once he saw them live, he's like, that's my new favorite band, hands down. And all he does is listen to Cigar now.
you go back and like listen to their first record back from the late 90s?
I haven't. No.
Oh, you should.
I will. Yeah.
I think
you think
that
it's better
record,
than
it might be better than their new one. Their new one's really fucking good though. Yeah. Like I'm not taking anything away from that record because it's awesome. But their first record is just absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
I remember Theologian Records had put out a sampler before that album had come out.
Yeah.
And the sampler was, I want to say it was 3 songs from 4 bands.
Okay.
So each band had 3 songs on that sampler.
Yeah.
And Cigar was one of them. And I remember I believe I think this would have been in 1998, but I was the band that I was in at the time, I was renting, me and the bass player of the band I was in at the time were renting the porch of this house. It was a glassed-in porch.
That's such a Matt / bass player thing to do.
And it was this little tiny shack of a house out in the fucking sticks in Stafford in Widewater. And the glass porch, it did an L. So it went around half the house, right? Because the house was this little square.
Yeah.
And we had the L, and I had one side and he had the other. We hung up a blanket in between. And I remember laying on my single mattress that was just on the porch of this house, no bed frame, just a mattress, with my stereo out there and my CDs. And I remember jamming those fucking Cigar tunes, being like, oh man, this band is going to be so rad. Yeah.
Me and my bass player would like to rent your porch, please. That's
well, so what happened was we used to like party at that house. And then
where was the house?
It was in Widewater in Stafford County.
Okay.
And like I hadn't been there for like a week, and I went to band practice, and my bassist was like, hey, I'm renting out the front side of the porch from Ray for $100 a month. And I was like, fuck, I need a place to live. I was like, would you care if I asked him if I could rent the other side of the porch out? We could just hang a blanket. He was like, fuck yeah, dude. Let's do that. So I immediately went to the dude that owned this house, and I was like, yo, dude, can I rent out the other side of your fucking porch?
That's so funny, dude.
Mike said it was cool. And he was Classic. Like, yep, I'll give you the same deal I gave him, $100 a month.
That's awesome.
I was like, done. I'll be there tomorrow.
How old were you?
Fucking like, when I first moved in there
2 years ago.
18. Yeah.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah, because unlike kids today, as soon as I turned 18, I was like, peace out.
See ya.
Boyfriend's house. I am out.
Yep.
Love you guys. They treated me well. I just,
I'm renting part of a
get
porch.
Out on my own. Yeah.
Not even the whole porch. I'm renting part of a porch.
I'm going to see the world right now. I'm in a fucking punk band that's good enough to do that. Shit. Speaking of said punk band, that band that I was in during those years, which was called Nothing of Interest, that Yukon Cornelius, or our buddy Chris Thompson.
Oh, was he in that?
He was in that band as well.
Nice.
Yeah. On my birthday, an old friend of ours posted some pictures on fucking Facebook.
I saw those.
There's not many pictures from that era because there's no camera phones. But apparently she's got a whole fucking album of a bunch of disposable pictures that she took from that whole era. And there's a whole bunch of pictures from like our old band and shit playing in Harrisonburg and shit. Which is cool. Is that the one that we went to? Is she the one seeing the one that went to go see? Crystal Breedy and Eric
Breedy.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So I gotta get some digital copies of all that shit because I didn't think there was any pictures from that era, especially any of the shows we played back then. I know there's some pictures and I have some buried away somewhere. But that show specifically that picture came from was a house party in Harrisonburg, VA.
Nice.
That was a punk show at a house fucking party, and it was rad as fuck. There was the band that opened was this band called Sweet Tea.
Sweet Teen?
Tea.
Tea. Okay, Sweet
Yeah,
Tea.
Sweet Tea. And these guys were Masked Intruder before Masked Intruder.
Okay.
Anybody even knew Masked Intruder was going to
Yeah.
exist. They all were wearing like the luchador masks.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe not all of them. I think some of them had ski masks, some of them had luchador masks. And they essentially were doing what fucking Masked Intruder does.
Nice.
Like they were acting like they were criminals and wrestlers.
Yeah.
And they were like, they covered some songs and they did some funny shtick, and they were
Nice.
really awesome. And they opened that show, and then we played, and then, or maybe we headlined. I think we headlined this band from Virginia Beach that existed for a while that did pretty well for themselves called Project 208 that we were friends with played that show. That was a rad fucking show.
Nice.
Harrisonburg is always a good time for a punk show.
So yeah, so last week I spent like a couple hours on Monday contacting like guests who I think would be awesome. And I reached out to Nicole Shanahan, and they actually did write back. And
No way. They
yeah,
did.
yeah. And they asked me to fill out this like media, not a questionnaire, but it was basically like everybody they have like a wait list of people who want to interview them.
Right.
And I have to like fill it out, just talk about us and like, who we are and whatever. And so I filled it out, and we're on the wait list to get her on the podcast. So we'll see what happens.
Oh my goodness.
Hot take: Bobby Kennedy will be the next president of the United States. I'm starting to believe that.
Oh man, I saw a poll. You know who Matt Taibbi is?
Yep.
He put a poll on Twitter, and that was like, he was like, who should be the next president of the United States? Joe Biden, Donald Trump, Robert Kennedy Jr., or I want to jump off a cliff. I answered with Bobby Kennedy, and then it showed you the percentages.
Yeah,
I can't remember how many votes were, but there were several thousand, and it was 7% Joe Biden, 66% Donald Trump,
66,
66% Donald Trump. I think it was 21% or 22% RF. No, it was less than that. It was like 14% RFK and 22% I want to jump off a cliff.
Okay, so RFK got third over Biden.
yeah.
Right,
by like almost twice as much. I can't believe that, and like
I can't believe that I can't believe it's almost June, and the Democrats are still going with Joe Biden.
Yeah,
that is fucking unbelievable to me. Like you're putting up a cadaver to go to. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Maybe during the Democratic National Convention, maybe that's when they'll make a change. Why would they send him? I don't get it. Democrats, if you're listening to this,
they're gonna lose.
Why is Joe Biden still your nominee? Like, what is happening? Please explain this to me.
Maybe
because he's a cadaver. Like, he is a cadaver.
Maybe they're so sure that they actually can rig an election.
That has to be it. Yeah, that's the only answer. That is the only answer.
Because like, I know very few people in this world that are like all about our current president. I don't know a lot.
No, but even Democrats are not about our current president.
Most of them. There are some. Yeah. I mean, I know. I do know some people who are like.
Well, those are people who need help, professional help.
Yeah, for real.
People don't realize this is still an experiment. Our country is so young.
Yeah.
So young. I honestly think that if Trump or Biden wins in November, we have a real chance of this experiment of a country failing.
Yeah.
Like a real. It's not going to be good. It's not going to be good. Bobby Kennedy needs to win in November.
Yeah, he really does.
The only way to save yourself would be to go to ourbrainshurt.com and pick your punk band.
And then come to the pie shop on July 6th to see
That's
Diesel
right.
Boy, American television, over our eyes in 40 reps.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, babe, get excited. Did you hear that? Red said, "Woo!" Just like Ric Flair used to. R.I.P.
R.I.P. Ric Flair,
R.I.P. Ric Flair. We're not talking about the real Ric Flair. We're talking about Ron's old dog.
aka Pedro the Beagle.
If you're a listener, you know.
You know, if you know, you know.
Oh, you know.
Hell yeah, man. All right. I have to pee so bad right now.
Yeah, all right.
So yeah. Go to ourbrainshurt.com. Pick your fucking punk band, dude. It's fun. It's easy. It's free. Fucking do it. There's there's 8 people now that have done it. So
I really regret the band that I created.
you do another one. Fuck it.
Can you do more than one?
What?
It didn't seem like it would let me do another one.
Maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah. I want to change it up. I want to change my vocalist and one of my guitarists. The other 3 guys can all stay because they're all from RKL.
Nice. We're both gonna have like RKL.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Chris Rest, Joey Raposo, and Bomber on drums.
Yeah.
That can stay.
All right, man.
All right, dude.
Yeah, I'll talk to you then.
Cool.
All right, later.
Later.